Hello, hi all, and a very warm welcome again to our video series about practical resource management. My name is Tineke Zoet, and I have with me Alasdair Ireland, who is an expert in this area. And tonight we have a very big topic for you. We're going to discuss communications. And Alasdair, hello.
Hi, Tineke. How are you today?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, everything's good here. Thanks.
Fantastic. So when we started talking about practical resource management, the last time you mentioned the 4 core elements and which typically offer areas for improvement. Can you remind us all again what they were?
Yeah, we've got leadership and teamwork and situational awareness, as well as planning and decision making. And the thing we're going to talk about today, communicating. These are all related, and we can't have one without all of the others. And we discussed how, in our approach to practical resource management, we could make some simple improvements in each one of these areas.
Yeah. So, and at last time, you suggested some prior understanding that would help implementing a practical resource management model. These were about what you called reality issues, weren't they?
Yeah, sure. One was about understanding a little about the mechanics of quality. Another one was about understanding how accidents happen. And a third was about understanding a little bit about what makes people tick.
Yeah. So I think you wanted to start looking at the core pillars by thinking about communications. That sounds like a huge topic.
Yes, it is. But it's vitally important. I mean, you can think of it as the glue that connects all the parts of the other topics, the leadership and teamwork, the planning and decision making, the situational awareness. They all need to be connected together somehow because they all depend on one another. And it's communicating that helps that happen.
Yeah. So clearly it is a very important subject, and I guess the consequences of it going wrong are also potentially huge or catastrophic even.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And there's plenty of ways for things to go wrong. But there are also simple strategies for overcoming some of these. Last time I mentioned links in an accident chain or barriers to prevent accidents. And when we review accident reports, we can see clearly that in many cases, better communications would have provided opportunities to help avoid the accident.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of the common problems?
Well, in this context, it's all about sharing information and ensuring that everybody concerned has got a common understanding. So anything really that compromises that could be dangerous. Language is important. Clearly, when we have multinational groups using second or perhaps third languages, vocabulary might not be so extensive. So confirming for understanding is vital, as indeed it is in any situation. The simplest ways might involve using a closed loop style of communicating, getting the really important content to be repeated back, or asking open questions to confirm understanding, and then to listen and process the replies to these open questions. Doing this and ensuring that practices like these are widespread across a team is a key role for leaders in communication.
But surely this closed loop system that only works when you are face to face.
Well, it's certainly easier and can be quicker that way, but ultimately we need to ensure clarity and understanding in every situation, no matter what the communication means, and to make sure that our people at all levels are not afraid to ask if things are not clear, because in some cases, the only missing link is that someone who's potentially quite junior has the key piece of information, but doesn't have the belief to speak up. And this is another leadership issue around setting the context, the tone, setting the environment. But you can see the power and the benefit of an organization where everyone would feel able to ask questions when unsure. The messages should be as complete and comprehensive as is needed. Any gaps are likely to be filled by assumptions made by team members. Now, these assumptions could be made in good faith by good people trying to help, but they could be wrong, and that's clearly unhelpful. So getting messaging complete does take serious critical thought. It's about including what's important and equally leaving out what is not, because overload through too much information is another potential hazard. And then back to your point about different systems, different settings, you might be using email perhaps over a bunch of different time zones. And so things in that setting might not get clarified quickly. But this is in fact another argument for critical thinking and being careful about how you communicate in the first place. Maximum effort to ensure clarity and precision up front reduces the need for delay or the prospect of someone making inaccurate or unhelpful assumptions.
Yeah. So I can see how clarity is really, really important. So that's why things like briefing before tasks is an important tool to make sure everything is properly understood.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, briefing is a particular case of communicating. It really is an essential opportunity to make sure all team members have the same understanding of the plan, the same mental model of what should be about to happen. Without that, things are starting to be left to chance. So effort in getting briefings right is always good investment. And on a related point, I think it's clear that there's generally a bit of a missed opportunity when it comes to debriefing after the event. It's not just about analysing what went wrong. It can often be about understanding what went right and why. But in any case, this kind of review will lead to improvement in understanding and improvements in performance. And it should definitely be encouraged more, not just when things go wrong.
I like that last bit, when debriefing when things go right as well, and learn from that. I can definitely see now how these subjects are all connected. The right leadership environment helps good communications, which in turn means situational awareness is better all around. And briefing helps share the plan, and debriefing, good or bad, leads to improved performance. And these ideas are so straightforward and simple, and it's fantastic. But I do sense that you haven't even scratched the surface. Am I right?
Yeah, that is correct. It's a huge topic, but I think as our time is limited, we should probably stop there and maybe dig into this more in another session. But I think you're keen to discuss something else next time.
Yes, we would love to look at some of the examples and discussion for leadership and teamwork issues for the next time, and as another pillar of the practical resource management, if that works for you.
Yeah, of course it would. That's great. I look forward to that.
Yes, so we can always come back to this topic, and if people have questions and things. So thank you once again. And for all of you listening, I know it's for you, it's a holiday coming up next week, and Alasdair and I do wish you a very healthy and happy holidays, and I hope you can spend it with your loved ones wherever you are, in whatever situation you're in. And see you all next time. Thank you, Alasdair.
Thanks, Tineke. See you again.